All right, Mr. Wonderful here, and I'm going to watch this video how a 29-year-old UPS worker was on track to make over $90,000 spends his money. So how does this guy who makes $90,000 a year spend his dollars? I'm interested, I'm sure you are too, so let's watch this. Now, don't forget to destroy the like button. Here we go.
I work for the United States Postal Service. I'm a mail carrier, and I just deliver mail every day, all day. My grandfather worked for the post office for many years, so did a couple of my other relatives. And he said that if I go there, I would be able to make a decent amount of money and get a lot of hours. And so I tried it. My name is Jordan Myers. I'm 29 years old. My base salary is $41,000 a year. And this year I am on track to make over $90,000.
Okay, so his base salary is $45,000 a year, but he makes twice that. He's got to have a side hustle.
When I first started, they could just send you anywhere, no matter what route, no matter who's off. When I first started, I used to walk 25 miles a day. 25.
He walks 25 miles a day. Think how healthy that is. Imagine finding a job where you can also stay healthy. That's pretty interesting. That's important. If you sit at a desk all day long, you're going to have to find some time in the day to actually get some exercise. This guy doesn't. 25 miles a day. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. He's delivering mail for over 12 hours a day. This guy knows how to work hard. That's really working hard, no question about it.
When I came back to the post office after having my son right when the pandemic hit, it was nothing like I've seen before. It was just empty. Mail piling up everywhere. It was tough. The pandemic scared a lot of people, and a lot of people just really took advantage of it. When you do stuff like that, you can not only just hurt your coworkers, you can hurt like a whole community. Like the post office actually delivered mail to the people. So when I tell you when it was scarce, it was actually scary because you seeing checks, it's just piling up to the brim.
You know, there's a lot of these unwritten stories about what the actual effect of the pandemic was, and you start to hear about them, you know, in videos like this, but he was there, he lived through it. The pandemic caused a real breakdown in the systems, particularly the mail system. Your check wouldn't get to you, your medicine didn't get to you, but he seems to be conscious of that and cares a lot about it. That's a really great person that actually understands the impact on someone's life.
I think he was making around 70, 80K, but with that many people and that many mouths to feed and so much going on, but he made enough to know we can get what we wanted sometimes and a lot what we needed. Seeing that really helps me push forward because you realize as a kid you want stuff, but then you get older you realize everything you want is like mad expensive. So apparently I have expensive taste. And that's what makes you go to work.
So Jordan has a strong work ethic, and he says he gets it from his father. It's important to have a work ethic because it's a discipline, and you work for a reason. You want to do things that interest you in your life, A. B, you need money to live. No one's going to take care of you if you don't take care of yourself. You have to think about that and make yourself number one in the sense that you've got to support yourself and your family as it grows.
The day I realized my dad had that mentality, I realized my dad was shot like 4 to 5 times. My little brother bumped his car one time and his gun dropped and it shot him through his ankle and he had to go to the hospital. Even after going to the hospital with that shot, it wasn't even 24 hours. He was at work with a cast on. My dad said, we don't make excuses, and he went to work. So I figured if a 50-year-old dude can go that hard in paint, clearly I'm lazy, so I know I can do it. My actual base salary is actually doable. As far as our grocery bill, due to me being at work majority of all day, I just gave myself a $10 balance. I came up with it because majority of combos are like $8 to $9. And as far as my wife, she normally buys a lot of groceries. I think she spent about maybe 100 to 150 in just groceries. But as far as like how we mainly handle bills, I get my wife to pay the utilities. Here in Memphis, we do all utilities together. I was trying to make sure all her bills are way less than $1,000 so that way she can easily afford them.
Okay, look at this budget. So this is what I'm talking about. You want the third balance. You want to be saving a third, you want living expenses to be about a third, and you're going to have to pay for where you live. It's going to be about a third. And that's kind of where this guy is. He's done a little better with his family. he's saving almost half, which is incredible. That's really smart, because the more you put aside in the early years, the more you're going to have in the later years, because you're going to get the compounded growth of the markets over time, which is 6 to 8, sometimes 9%. Last year over 20. The point is, it grows. This is a very, very astute individual. You look at this budget, it makes a lot of sense.
I got into option trading. They helped me to learn rental properties, how to look up rental properties, how to properly price the rental properties.
Okay, self-taught guy here. He's learning. He's going online and he's learning. Very smart. He's looking at properties, understanding how to buy versus rental, what the market is. It's a good strategy. You buy a second home, you put a mortgage on it, you can rent it for more than the mortgage and tax payments. You have income from that property. That's what he's doing here. Very astute. But he knows his market. The whole idea is, if you know it, real estate's very, very regional. You've got to understand your market. Particularly if you're doing a strategy like this, you want to be able to, as the owner, be able to go to the home to make sure it's being maintained, because it's a form of income for you. It's a rental property. So you can build out a rental property around geography, maybe 50 miles in diameter, maybe 100 miles if you're willing to drive that far. But you've got to be able to get to your buildings, unless you're willing to do it in another city where you need staff on the ground there. But this is a great way to build up a little income. So now I start to see where his side hustle is. It's rental income.
I am actively cash flowing from this property.
Cash flow. So he's putting aside some cash in his savings account and a $400 into his 401k. That's probably going to the market. Very astute, very smart. Got to be careful with cash these days. You need to have some, because you need it for emergencies. At least 3 months of living expenses, medical emergency, catastrophic issue, whatever it is, you need some cash. But cash itself doesn't make much anymore in the savings account, about 20 basis points. So that means inflation's at 6, so you're being taxed at 5.8%. That's the problem with cash. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have any, but you've got to be conscious of the fact that it's slowly, losing its buying power because of inflation. Many people have not dealt with inflation. We haven't really had it for 30 years. It's back. It's something you got to think about.
See, the family part, believe it or not, everybody think raising the kids is like tremendously hard. It's more mental than anything. Like just his energy is the most. My wife works at Amazon. I do bring in more money, but we kind of equal, because she does have to take care of my son more, and if she didn't play her role the way she played her role, I wouldn't even be able to work the hours I can work, so I wouldn't even make the money I make.
So you get the sense of teamwork here. Families form unions to raise children, enjoy life, but they got to work together to support the family financially. And that's really what a union is about. If you get married and you have children, you've got a huge responsibility. They're both working together as a team, and that's generally how it works for the majority of people. And that's the way it should work. But you've got to understand your savings goals, and you've got to understand your economic nut, how much you burn each month that you have to. You got to buy food and you got to live somewhere, so you have to cover those expenses in your strategy. But this couple's really got their stuff together, because they understand that they've got to put something aside as well, and that's exactly what they're doing. And they're building out that rental property as the side hustle. Very, very smart. And they're both working. This is a really good example of what it takes to be successful, both in life and marriage, and as an investor. See, the mother's also helping out too. That's the whole idea of extended family. That's how it works. You live close together. Your mother-in-law can be your babysitter. I get all this stuff. This makes total sense. Absolutely right. This is a wonderful way to live life. But it's a conscious decision to keep an eye on the money. The reason that people get divorced, the number one reason after 5 to 7 years, which is that window, is not because of infidelity. It's because of stress of financial capital. One outspends the other. It causes huge stress, in a relationship, ends in divorce. There's money showing up again in relationships. It really, really matters. Number one reason for divorce, cash flow or lack of it.
5 to 10 years, I see myself not at the post office. 5 years, I say I could be halfway to being a millionaire, if not more. 10 years, I think I'd be well over being a millionaire, and that's just a goal I set for myself. I think I'm gonna crush it, truthfully. The main reason I want to share my story, when you see me, it's like, hey, that guy's also like just working a normal job day to day, and he went from here to here. So I'm hoping like I can just help the people that like trying to learn and grow like me around the poor people era. So I'm hoping that with that actual growth in real time, that I can just really help people to show them that it's possible.
Love this guy, love him. He's got a goal, wants to be a millionaire. Very noble, and he's doing it through savings, and he'll get there. He'll get there. That's a great example of how you can do it too. This guy's a fantastic role model. Lots of adversity in his life, he overcame it, started a family, has a job he works very hard at, has a side hustle in rental properties, and he's growing the wealth of his family successfully. He's focused on it, but he's happy too. Very cool, Jordan. Keep up the good work, and I hope you make it to millionaire status faster than you think, and I think you will. I'm going to give you a rating, my famous 1 to 10 rating. I'm going to give you 9.5. You're killing it. You're just killing it. You're doing a fantastic job. I love your attitude. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to CNBC Make It. And while you're at it, when you want to celebrate, check out shopmrwonderful.com. I love my wines. Love them. I hope you love them too. Great value also.